Pets around the world. You know what that means. We're going to take a little trip, and today we're actually staying in Alabama. We're going to go a little bit north to Huntsville to meet Chelsea Aaron. Take a look. Welcome to First Alert Weather Extra. I'm your First Alert meteorologist, Tania Michelle, and today I'm joined with a meteorologist not too far from us. We're going a little bit north to Huntsville, Alabama to meet Chelsea Aaron. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Tania. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for reaching out about this segment. Yeah, I'm just right up the road, I-65, Rocket City, as they call us. And I've been here exactly a year now almost, and it seems crazy. I guess time does fly when you're having fun.
Oh, absolutely. So tell us a little about what station you're at right now.
Yeah, Tania. So I'm at WAFF48 here in Huntsville, Alabama. We are owned by Gray. WBRC is actually one of our sister stations. So I'm glad and I'm proud to represent Gray as a company and to have such a great work family. Because I mean, I already love my job. I love what I do every day. I'm passionate about the weather. I feel fulfilled in being able to do what I'm passionate about and make money for it, right? And I think it also helps when you have people behind you as a family supporting you in a work environment.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your journey and how it started. Where did you first find your interest in weather?
Right. I feel similar to most that I found my interest in weather at a very young age. If you're not familiar with me, I am from just west of Birmingham, very, very small town. We're not usually on the map unless there's a tornado warning or a tornado watch, unfortunately. A very, very small community there, west of Birmingham, close to Pleasant Grove, Hueytown, if you know that area, right in Jefferson County. And as a child growing up around that, 1998, we had an EF5 tornado. And again, we're a small town. We don't have much to begin with. And we're very close knit as well. And the EF5, it was a nocturnal tornado as well, came through the night. It took out our entire community pretty much, including our school. And then no one forgets the April 27th, 2011 tornado outbreak. And I know many people remember that for the large violent tornado that went through Tuscaloosa, right downtown Tuscaloosa. But, you know, a lot of people forget about the small towns too. And, you know, our adjacent neighbors, Concord and places like Pleasant Grove were just absolutely demolished and essentially brought up in Dixie Alley, or, you know, the quote unquote, what is now Tornado Alley. And you see it so much that you become interested in how does this work? And my parents are diehard WBRC Fox 6 fans. I feel that you know, as early as I can remember, my mom would always have on the news, especially on the days when it counts and we had severe weather, and we'd be watching Chief Meteorologist J.P. Dice, now Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. And as a child, again, growing up around that, seeing it so much, I became interested in it. I wanted to know how it works. Don't get me wrong, it's scary, it's dangerous, but I saw these people on TV as I was younger and, you know, hunker down, get in your safe place. And the fact that we have so much technology that we can predict where these storms are going, when they're going to impact you. We can give timelines and ETAs. Again, that just fascinated me as a child. And I also loved math. Throughout my studies, I figured out there's an equation for everything that happens in the atmosphere. And so that continued to fuel my passion for weather. But I did do things a little backwards, to say the least. I ended up going to the University of Alabama for my undergrad. There, I double majored in journalism, in creative media, and geography because unfortunately, the University of Alabama does not have a meteorology program. So I received my broadcasting knowledge well before I even got into the meat of the meteorology, right? What I do now. And a lot of people ask me if I could do it all over again, would I take that route? Because I never thought I would go to grad school. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would have my master's degree, but I would not do it any differently because all of those little pieces in my life has led me to where I am now. And I feel like it's kind of like the saying goes, life is not about the destination, it's about the journey, right? It took a little longer for me to get on this journey, but I would have missed out on all those opportunities nonetheless. But I did my undergrad at the University of Alabama. I double majored and did the best I could with an Earth System Science focus. And I took a good chunk of my maths, I believe up to Cal 2, and then physics with Cal 1 while I was at Alabama, because I had already planned on attending Mississippi State, their world recognized meteorology program for grad school. And during that time, I was able to do an internship at my first station that I worked at in Tuscaloosa, WVUA 23. It's built right inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, so front row seat to the games. Plus, I got to tell the weather. And they took a chance on a girl like me because, again, I didn't have my meteorology knowledge before they hired me. I was working in Tuscaloosa on the weekends, actually, after I interned there throughout my undergrad while I was in grad school in Starkville. I also got to do an internship at WBRC, there where you are now. I believe I was a sophomore at the time. And again, when you're younger, you have all these wildish dreams, and you don't necessarily know until you get older, hey, am I really gonna like doing this for a living? And that's why I recommend to everyone, don't put yourself in a box when you go to college, because you don't know you like it until you try it. Fortunate for me, I tried news my first semester at Alabama just to try it out. It was not for me. It's not for everybody. And I knew that my passion was elsewhere. I started interning at my first station, WVUA 23. The chief meteorologist there, Richard Scott, he taught me everything, I knew up to that point before I embarked on my grad meteorology education at Mississippi State, and popped me up on the green screen. And I knew that's where I was supposed to be. It kind of, life comes full circle. So ended up completing my meteorology degree at Mississippi State in 2021.
Nice. So, what challenges do you feel that you had to overcome in your journey so far?
Oh, goodness gracious. I would say the biggest challenge I've had to overcome is the fact that I'm a perfectionist. I have a type A personality, and the very definition of weather or being a meteorologist is that weather is not a perfect science, and I'm always striving for perfection. And it's kind of like an oxymoron, right? It's like putting a rhino in a uh, China factory, where they just don't mix. But I guess I have found a way to overcome it, because there's a big difference between precision and accuracy, right? So with weather, as complicated as it is, I'm trying to give people the most accurate forecast that they can count on, especially on the days when it matters.
What advice do you have actually to another person pursuing this same career field, the next generation? I met a young girl the other day. She wants to be a meteorologist. If she was listening to this right now, what would you want to tell her?
There's so many things I wish I could tell the younger
One thing,
generation.
Chelsea. One thing.
One thing I would say, let me think long and hard.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I would say is keep working hard and never give up.
And where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now, Chelsea?
Oh goodness. I feel like this question always gives me anxiety, where I see myself 5 to 10 years from now, because up until this point, being a type A personality, I've tried to plan out my life from beginning to end, but life is not linear. You don't get from point A to point B in a straight line, and my journey is proof of that. Uh, but where I want to be in 5 to 10 years, I think everyone's definition of success is very different. My definition of success is being able to do what I love in a place that I love. And I love Sweet Home Alabama. I love doing the weather. I would love to still be honing in on my craft of severe weather and continuing to better myself and to continue to reduce fatalities every year. I hope that answers 5 to 10 years. I want to keep doing what I'm passionate about, which is the weather, and I want to share it with someone. Everyone wants a family.
Absolutely. I think those are all achievable goals and a good vision for yourself. It was such a pleasure speaking with you, Chelsea, and I wish you and we wish you nothing but the best.